everybody, welcome to Rusty Armor Forge. We're going to be doing, once again, small gift ideas. It smells good in here now. It smells like Christmas. It smells like burning Christmas. First thing we're going to make, though, is we're going to make a kind of a hairpin. It's pretty simple. It's a figure 8 with reverse scrolls. So it's basically two opposing open scrolls with closed scrolls on either end, reverse closed scrolls on either end. Hairpin's pretty cool, and they're not really heavy either. I tend to make them kind of short. So what we're going to start out with, I'm going to cut probably, this is a 3-inch face. We're talking about 6 inches. We could use this one as the pin, the short one, and the long one as the bow. We'll determine that here in a minute. They both have the same forging technique. So we're gonna draw points on both of these. And I want this to look perfect, so I'm not gonna do a lot of cleanup on it. So we're gonna build heat. By hitting hard and controlled. I don't want to have this highly uniform piece, so I'm going to take and just use the hammer to create facets. Kind of rough it up a little bit. Now this is the shorter of the two pieces. Once again, building heat with your hammer so you can get a nice point in one heat. And you don't need this like super sharp. You don't want to be stabbing somebody. Once again, I want to stress, you do not need a forge to do this. Alright, so there's that piece. There's the pin, there's the short piece. I'm going to go grab a pair of needle nose since I haven't built myself a new pair of scrolling tongs yet. Needle nose pliers. Alright, so we're going to take our bending hardy and we're going to start to bend. Just a small bend. Once again, you don't need all this stuff to do it. Should I be showing you how to do it without all this stuff? Probably. But we're not. Now we don't want to get too far ahead with that candy cane looking thing right now, because we need to put the other one in to make sure that we're at least even. These are little knickknacks you can give away as gifts, or you can, you know, make to sell if you're in the business of crafting and blacksmithing like I am. Yeah, we made a little figure 8. Now we're just going to take it over here and refine it on our horn. Doesn't need to be super hot to do this. It is good though, as you get it all straightened out, all flattened out. And one is slightly larger than the other at this point in time. That is okay, because we'll fix that by just hammering down. But we almost want to get them to touch. Almost get them to touch. You can also make figure 8 chain like this, where you don't taper anything and you just chain it, you just hammer them down. Doing a lot of this cold, it's okay, no big deal. Alright, so you got a little figure 8 there. Or infinity sign, or whatever you want to call it. So, this side, we want to clean up one of these points. And kind of scroll it up on itself. Really simple. There really isn't a lot of skill to this. That's why it's so good. It doesn't have to be super fancy. I mean, you can make this as fancy as you want to make it, but it doesn't have to be. Like this guy right here, I could take and, which I think I might, take and turn this back into itself a little bit, you know, or heat that up and quench that. We're gonna actually, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna heat that up, this end right here, quench it so it bends back and this eye is straight on with everything. We're gonna quench that end a little bit, just cool it off so that it doesn't deform. bit of some business at the end here. Just a little bit. Just something extra, right? And we could put a twist in this if we wanted to. We're not going to. This is just a nice, it'll look good just based on the metal itself. So with that piece, that little hair pick is done. Nice little hair pick, super light. So we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna come over here to the bow portion. So we're gonna take and just start a little curl here. Now we may need to go and heat this up some more. Yeah, we are going to. So make sure you have your tools. Pro tip, have your tools ready. We want this pretty tiny. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like, oh my god, that's super skill. No, super skill. No, does not have to be that at all. Just a nice little curl in there is all we're looking for. I mean, literally anybody could do this. You don't need all this highfalutin equipment to do it. Just going to play around with our piece here. Want everything in the same relative plane. Approximately the same bend. If it's not, no big deal. You kind of want these scrolls pointing at each other. Like that. Okay, now, like I said, you don't need to have an anvil, but if you do, it's easier. Take and start bending it over your anvil, the horn of your anvil, in kind of a crescent form, and you're going to need to have your pick at this point to slide it through and make sure that everything, that you can actually get it to the other side. Can't do that yet, so we take it and we bend it a little bit more. Little bends each side. Until we can fit our pick through there, all the way through and to where it locks in place. Now, to get it to really lock in place is you just come down on the pick. Slide everything you hammer down on it. so that we can make sure that it slides in and out. I went too far with that. That's okay though. Let's quench this so I can put my hands on it. That's actually not too bad once I quenched it. Slides right in there like that. There is your piece. Pretty simple. Nice little hair piece. We'll get it all cleaned up. Let's make a nice little gift for someone. Okay. Now, do a nice little bottle opener. Just a little thing. Just a little bitty thing. Like that. Fold it over, heat it back up, and we're going to twist it. Now you want to make sure that your tail, or your, it's just in there enough. Then you just start twisting it up. Doesn't have to be super twisty, but we're going to go right about there. If we took this piece, cut it here, drew that out, and then wrapped it around and then drew this piece out too, wrap that other tail around here, and then make a hanger hook on it. That's what we're going to do. Oh, we're going to take and split these, draw them both out, and then probably we'll take the short one and wrap it around the long one, and then make the long one into this nice, elegant little hanger hook. Okay, so for the first step here, we're going to push this piece out of the way, and you get it way out of the way, and then start building our heat back in this tip here, so I don't have to go back in there and have you guys watch another heat just sit there. Alright, we'll go back in there to put that one back out and draw that one out. We're going to take and come back here. These will want to come untwisted. No big deal. You can always twist them back up. Just building heat back into that tip. Doesn't have to be super pointy. We'll get this all tightened back up here when we're done. Now, what I would have done beforehand was draw these out before I twisted them. But it is what it is. So I'm going back in the forge, and we're going to go back over to our vise. So let's use the crescent wrench here. Put your piece in here like that. eye down. You can also use the tongs. We'll use the crescent wrench. Tighten it up, and you just walk around. Just walk her around. Just continue walking them around each other. Walk that tail. So you get a really nice little snake tail wrap. Well, I'm going to draw the point out first on this, and then I'll forge everything. The last thing I'll do is put this hanger hook on it. So now we're going to heat this up. We're going to drift it out. And then we'll put our bottle opener notch on it. It doesn't have to be super sun-like to get it to do what you want it to do. But if you do have a forge, you start in your hardy hole, you go from corner to corner. Walk it around the corners. Till you get it pretty large. We're going to heat that up one more time. We're going to go one more time on that. Don't have one of my big anvils in today, so we're going to come over here to the vise and use the jaws as a drift gauge. Okay. Boom. Okay, so we do have a top and a bottom on this, so I'm going to adjust it accordingly. Kind of just eyeballing it, really going for aesthetics right now. Okay, so that's our top. That's what everybody gets to look at. And there's our bottom. Top, bottom. We're going to use this third hand tool to do our nipple here. Was going to use a ball peen, but it's much easier with only one person to use this. I'm going to come in here about center line. Create my indentation at least to start with. This one's made for countersinking on hooks, but it doesn't always create the best nipple. So now I can come over, now that I have the nipple ready, I can come over with the big hammer and put it on there. Work. Get a little bit hotter. Now I'm just doing some planishing. And I can come over here to the horn and really kind of work that out if I needed to, which I do. I'm just gonna kind of make everything look pretty. Grab my other hammer here so I can use the ball peen. That's going to slide right over that beer bottle cap and open it like nobody's business. Okay, final touches. We're going to come in here and remember, we're going to go over this way with our scroll. We're going to come back and put a nice little hook on it. No, we're going to make a nice little hook here. Trying to get it all center line as much as possible. So there's the hook. We're going to heat it back up and put a nice little reverse scroll, close scroll on the end of that. Now, I don't teach this way of bottle openers, but I think I might do it next year is teach this version of the bottle opener, because it's really not that much more difficult than the one I already teach. Now we just close down hook here, where it just rests on that bottom piece. And we're pretty center line. Yeah. So we're pretty good to go. I'm gonna go quench this. We'll brush it. Two things that you can easily make for gifts or something to sell are the hairpin and a bottle opener. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this. Get out there and try your hand at the figure 8 hairpin and the twist drift bottle opener. Once again, thank you all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, stay safe, be well, and as always, Forge on. And here's how you can find us online. Rusty Hammer Forge on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. On Patreon, search Rusty Hammer Forge. Online at www.rustyhammerforge.com. Let's make your next family heirloom. At Parlor at Rusty Hammer Forge, and on Facebook at Rusty Hammer Forge.